Welcome to Subramani. I'm going to talk to you about things which I don't understand. One is the global economy. I am very scared in the sense that the market seems to be built on quicksand, and when it will get pulled down is something which is very difficult to say. Yesterday, when Paytm was listed at a discount, which means I'm recording this on Friday morning. And on Thursday, the markets had done very badly, thanks to Paytm rather. And Friday, today is a market holiday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday it was a market holiday. But the question is, market is really built on quicksand. There is a huge amount of money being printed by all central banks without any worry. This is scaring me because interest rates are at an all-time low, and every country is running huge deficits because they are not bothered about interest rates. Now, what happens if interest rates go up? What happens if people say, I will not give you any money because the yields are not attractive? Because one more thing which is worrying me is people are buying debt for potential appreciation, saying, oh, if interest rates will can't go down further, it will go up, so therefore there could actually be a loss. But people are thinking that interest rates can go down even further, because that is the strategy which has worked for the last 40 years. And there are people who are so-called experts on social media who are asking you to buy equity shares for dividend yield. So it's a market which is turned upside down, at least as far as I am concerned. We bought bonds for dividend for interest, and we bought equity for appreciation, right? So that has changed completely. And there is no incentive at all for anybody in the world to repay debt, because people think this honeymoon with the equity will continue. Equity will continue to give 60% per annum, and you will continue to pay 6% per annum on your home loans, right? So it's a fantastic reason to continue that way, and there is absolutely no incentive for you to repay. And same is true for the government also, right? Governments have no incentive at all to repay the big loans that they have. There is no logic, there is no reason. So I was reading an article on Bloomberg on the Chinese real estate, and that took me back to an old joke. If you remember the sardines joke, sardines prices had gone up a lot, and one of the investors opened a can of sardines to eat, and he found that it was not good. So when he said these sardines are not good, why are they quoting at such a high price? And he was told that, oh, this is a sardine for trading, this is not a sardine for eating. Now, if you take the real estate prices in the US, in India, and in China, you realize that India is terribly overpriced even today, compared to the per capita income and compared to US, and China is worse. And China, when they build all these houses, they remain vacant. It is shocking to see that the rent would be nothing compared to the EMI, because the costs are high and the interest rates are there, and so EMI has to be paid. So when you arrive at, let's say if you buy a house in India completely with borrowed money, and you paid say 2 crores for that house, and assuming you borrowed the whole thing and you have got to repay, your EMI would be 2 lakhs, and the chances are you will get less than 20,000 rupees rent, at least in the place where I live in Navi Mumbai, right? That is the kind of gap that is there, which shows very clearly that the interest rates are high. Even today the interest rates are high, or that real estate prices are terribly inflated compared to the economic return that you get in terms of rent. In such a market where you're afraid that interest rates can go up and spike the market, you do not know how to invest, or rather I do not know how to invest. The China story gets very interesting, that people keep buying, hoping that they will sell at a higher price, very poor quality assets, horrible places to stay, the infrastructure is pathetic, but they keep continuing to build, and the average Chinese has absolutely no way how we can invest anywhere else. Interest rates are low, the equity markets are very little understood enough. So what will people do? They go and buy real estate. They buy 1, 2, 3 real estate, and then they keep paying EMI for the rest of their lives, and the rent that they get is an abysmal fraction of the EMI that they pay, right? So what can happen to the market? I don't know. I don't know what should happen to the market, because if you take the coronavirus, it's made sure that you don't need to be located in Mumbai or Bangalore or Delhi. You might as well work from Gokarna or Himachal Pradesh or Uttarakhand, which could be much better places than sitting in crowded cities and working. So will interest rates go up? Maybe yes. Will rents go down in a place like Mumbai? I don't know, because the demand has got to shrink. So if the demand has got to shrink, then the prices have to fall, because there is not enough demand. Now, having said that, will it happen tomorrow, day after tomorrow? I don't know. Bombay prices have been irrational for a very long period of time. China is even more irrational. So, and if people are buying equity shares for dividend yield like ITC, then in this market, how do you invest, right? That's the question. Which brings us to things like, so over the last 10 years, it has hardly made it worthwhile to be cautious. Whatever price you bought, the market made you look like a genius, and whatever price you sold, the market made you look like a fool. Welcome to this market of investing. I don't know what will you do when interest rates are so low? People assume that interest rates will continue to be there. Therefore, they assume that equity prices will go up. Now, if equity has gone up 60%, next year equity is not likely to go up more than say 4%. It could even be negative 5% or 10%, but I'm saying suppose it goes up by only 2 or 3%. Will people sell equity and shift to bonds? No, the answer is no, because people don't do enough calculation. So into this market, it has not mattered at all that you took absolutely amazingly stupid risk and you got away with it because interest rates were low. People were saying, okay, let me borrow in US and buy in India. Okay, these kind of trades were happening, perhaps happening in a big way even today. But the question is how long? What if interest rates start going up? I don't know why will interest rates go up, because governments have an incentive to keep interest rates low. But however, the people who are actually putting in the money can come and say, look, I don't want to put any more money in debt because I'm getting no yield. The interest rates are not changing, so there is no capital appreciation. If there is not enough yield and there is no capital appreciation for whatever reasons, chances are there will be some changes in the market which I don't understand as of now, because it is one thing to give an artificial boost to the market by keeping it high, but how long can you keep it high? Because the people's expectation is a 60% return has to be followed by another 60% return, and experience tells you that this is not going to happen, but still people will not change unless they're kicked in the butt and made to change. So asset allocation changing people is not something which people are comfortable with, because when they go into gold, so when they go into an ultra short bond fund, they expect some return. Now if all the returns and everything vanish, I don't know how people will react. Thank you.